UFC 329 is this weekend. Holy shit. July 11th is going to be one of the greatest sporting days of all time. The World Cup, UFC 329, the return of the Mac, yeah, is all going off. And if the UFC won't do their job in promoting this fight, then I will, because this is a banger card. This main card is one of the greats, and to be honest, that's all we've been getting out of the UFC. They might not do their promotion, but they sure do make fights in 2026. We're going to go through the main card, saying who I think is going to win and how I think they're going to get it done, breaking it down fight by fight. Starting with Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney, a picker's nightmare. Oh my days, how do you decide this fight? On one hand, you've got Terrence McKinney, the most up and down fighter in UFC history. He wins one, he loses one, and he flip-flops back and forth. Bobby Green on a pretty nice streak right now, a 3-fight win streak, and he has been looking really good and really sharp, but it's a bad stylistic matchup. He is very chinny, he likes to put the hands down, and we've seen against elite strikers, he can just get flattened. Now, is Terrence McKinney that? Well, for a minute and a half, he is the most electrifying UFC fighter you will ever watch in your entire life. But after that, he starts to drain, he starts to glass, and he's got chin issues of his own. He is not the everlasting chin of Max Holloway. In fact, he's not even an eighth of that. Terrence McKinney will go over if you hit him right, and Bobby Green can hit them just right. I think that Bobby Green is a crafty vet. He's a fucking crafty vet, man. He can get this shit done. He can evade. I think he's going to come over the octagon and shoot a takedown within the first 2 seconds. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to avoid the heated intent with a takedown in the early openings of the round, weather it out, and then later on in the round, I think he's going to finish him. As much as Terrence McKinney finishes people in the first round, when he gets finished, it's often in the first round. But I'm going to pick Bobby Green. Early second round, I think Terrence McKinney is going to survive the bell at the end of the first, and Bobby Green showing crafty vet. He's going to take him down early, and then he's going to piece him up later on the feet, and he's going to crack that pretty easy to crack chin of Terrence McKinney. I'm going to have Bobby Green, round 2 TKO, early doors. Moving up the card, we have Brandon Royval versus Lorna Kavanagh. The Mexicans are trying to get their lick back, but it will not go through. Lorna is too crafty on the feet. He's a crafty YN. The OGs versus the YNs, he's a crafty one. He cannot be stopped right now. These unks have got nothing for him. Brandon Royval, infamously fast. He's going to be too slow for this guy. This is a new level of fighter, and you got Brandon Royval doesn't have the highest finishing potential, and when you don't, you're going to have to outstrike a Lorna Kavanagh. I haven't seen somebody do it yet. I've seen Lorna get finished, but outstruck consistently, no. The worries about Lorna Kavanagh's cardio were answered when he went to Mexico City and beat Brandon Moreno over 5 rounds. For me, that answers the bell. The cardio issues for a 3-round fight. Listen, Brandon Royval is going to push the pace, but I think he can get cracked on a 2-fight losing streak right now and just got finished badly. Now, Lorna Kavanagh does not have the same type of power as a Manel Kape. Nobody at flyweight does, but he certainly has dynamic. He's got the striking acumen of a Joshua Van, and he's got a bit more power to back him. Maybe Joshua Van's evolved his power recent times, but Lorna Kavanagh can really crack with her hands and feet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lorna chew up Royval's leg. I think Royval's leg is going to be toast by the midway point of the second round, and he's going to pick him apart from there. I'm going to give Royval the credit to not get finished, but in terms of who's going to win this fight, this is Lorna Kavanagh's coming out party. Just beat Moreno in Mexico City over 5 rounds. Now he's going to put an absolute statement on Royval. And who's next? He's right at the tippity top of that division. Maybe a Horiguchi after a loss. Maybe a Tatsuro Taira is next. But this guy's got the skills to pay the bills. I'm going to pick him. 3-round decision, 30-27 over Brandon Royval. Makes it look easy. Moving up the card, we have our first long-standing rematch of the event in Mario Bautista versus Corey Sandhagen. Now, this is a tough one to call. I've seen a lot of people going Bautista's way. I'm sure he'll be the underdog for this fight, but they were impressed with the Umar performance. Just beat Vinicius Oliveira. Was on, I think, a 7-fight win streak before that. He's improved and he's improved and improved since the last Corey fight. And he's a very well-rounded UFC fighter. Can get a very good wrestler, decent striking, decent BJJ. I don't know where he's going to beat Corey Sandhagen. I don't look at Corey Sandhagen's game and think, oh, he's just going to get outclassed in this division. I don't think he has the same acumen of a Merab. Do I think Mario Bautista can bully you around like Merab Dvalishvili? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be as confident going into exchanges with Corey Sandhagen. Now, Merab just bulldozed you over. And Corey Sandhagen could not find a knee, could not find an elbow, could not find any dynamic strikes on Merab. I'm telling you, he is going to do that against Bautista. He is going to break him down with the striking. When we get into these BJJ exchanges, Corey Sandhagen's going to come out on top. I can see him working some elbows off bottom, maybe elbows off side control. I can see him advancing to strong positions on Bautista. And I think, do I think Corey Sandhagen's getting a finish? I don't, but I think it is going to be an absolute masterclass. I really think that styles make fights, and Corey Sandhagen's style, even so many years after their first fight, is a bad matchup for Bautista. I'm going to pick him to piece him apart in the first. Bautista's going to get a bit of a flow back in the second. Maybe the wrestling starts to take over. And then the first round, you're going to see a O'Malley versus Song Yudong type performance where a tired Corey Sandhagen pulls it out of the bag with dynamic strikes to finish the fight. I'm going to go 29-28. Corey Sandhagen gets it done. Paddy the fucking baddie, lad. Yeah, let's have it then. What, BSD wants the fucking smoke, does he? Fucking bang him on one. Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Yes, yes, yes. This is the fight to get back on the horse. To avenge your losses. To get back after being on a one-fight losing streak now. He can get back in the win column against the Benoit Saint-Denis. The glaze of Benoit Saint-Denis must end now. In my opinion, one of the most overrated fighters in the UFC. I can't stand the way people glaze him. They did before the Dustin Poirier fight. He got slimed out. Then he got done by Moicano, which everyone seems to love to forget. And he's on a 4-fight win streak, to be fair to him. Look at the people he's beating. He's beating strikers that are absolutely incompetent on the ground. That is not Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett, for all his defensive strike, his defensive stand-up it's really, really bad. But he's got an iron chin and his offensive striking is very good. He was catching Justin Gaethje a lot. He survived Justin Gaethje's storm. One of the greatest of all time didn't do that. Or at least one of what I think is the greatest of all time couldn't do that. Great chin, great offensive striking. But Benoit Saint-Denis is going to try invoke the wrestling in this. No, no, no. Bad idea. Bad idea. Paddy Pimblett is, as dynamic he is offensively striking, his jiu-jitsu is the most dynamic in the UFC. There are some people you could argue are better. Charles Oliveira might have better jiu-jitsu. You could name a couple of names. He switches position, he gets to his spot, and he switches up the ground and pound and the submission threat better than anybody in the UFC. This is a terrible stylistic matchup for BSD. You saw how Moicano took him down, looked for the sub, couldn't find the sub, ground and pound. That's Paddy Pimblett's game to a T. You saw how he finished King Green. He got the shots off. He was looking for the sub. When he couldn't find the sub, he switched position. He got the shots off, looked for the sub. It's a rinse and repeat cycle for Paddy Pimblett. And when Benoit Saint-Denis gets himself trapped in these exchanges on the ground, he's going to find out that that's not the place he wants to be. Paddy Pimblett is going to expose Benoit Saint-Denis' flaws because Benoit has been picking on these striking heavy styles and Paddy Pimblett is not that. He's got some of the best jiu-jitsu in the game. I'm going to go third round finish for Paddy Pimblett. He might weather an early storm because Benoit Saint-Denis, he's aggressive on the feet, but he's a low IQ fighter. And listen, he beat the fuck out of me. I can't believe I can say shit like this online and not get smacked in the mouth. So treat it with all due respect. I respect all these guys. But for UFC standards, he's a low IQ fighter. He's going to get himself in trouble on the feet because he's going to get caught by Paddy a lot. And he's real slow with his striking. He's really slow with his striking. He's made a couple people look bad by invoking the grappling and then working the strikes off of that. He's not going to be able to do this against Paddy. By the third round, I think Paddy's going to have found success in the second with the grappling exchanges. I think he's going to fight a smarter fight than he did against Justin Gaethje. Third round submission, Paddy Pimblett gets it done and states his claim to the Ilia Topuria fight, which is the fight now that Islam vs. Ilia is ruined. Give us this one, please. Let's have it. Come on, Paddy, the baddie lad. I'll slap the bleeding nose off him, yeah? I'm in Marbella, bro, yeah? The Conor stands come out. Conor McGregor is back. It's been 5 years, you mad fool of a thing. And he's coming back to the octagon. I feel like I'm dreaming. The UFC's promotion of this card is one of the worst of all time. I don't know what they're thinking. This is the biggest card for them of the year. And I mean that. This is bigger to the casual fan than the White House card. Especially with it being on a Sunday night. I'm still pissed about that. The greatest card of all time. But that being said, Conor McGregor's comeback. This is what we've all been waiting for. You can be the hardcore of the hardcore. You beg for a McGregor comeback. Making the walk to the foggy dew. I can see it in my head now. It's absolutely glorious. Against one of the greatest of all time. And personally, my favourite fighter, Max Blessed Holloway. We gonna find out Thursday night, baby. We gonna find out Thursday night. We are going to find out Saturday night. Max Holloway coming off a very bad loss in grappling exchanges. Charles Oliveira and Conor McGregor are two very different stylistic fighters, and so I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem. I think you're better off looking to his fight before that, where he had a fairly back and forth with Dustin Poirier, got a lot better of the exchanges, hurt Dustin. Dustin's an older fighter, the same age as McGregor. Dustin was obviously even more active. I mean, he had been a year out by the time he fought Max, but way more active than what Conor McGregor's been. But he did hurt Max. The point that does not get mentioned enough, I guess it's been mentioned quite a lot, to be fair, so it has its fair share of mentions. Max Holloway, chin is not the same. It's not the same. That chin was absolutely untouchable before the Justin Gaethje fight. Justin Gaethje put a little touch on it. Ilia Topuria blew the doors off it, and nobody punches like Ilia Topuria, so you're not going to get the same outcome. Old man Dustin Poirier almost finished Max in the second round. Let's not forget that. That was a very big shot. Just behind the perfect legal shot. It's worrying for Max. And then even on the feet with Charles Oliveira, for the few times that he was actually there, Charles was stunning him. Now, those are some pretty big hitters. Charles Oliveira, according to Justin Gaethje, hits like a fucking lightning bolt. So these are some of the biggest hitters in the UFC. Conor McGregor was once that. We have to factor in that this is up a weight class. I know that Max is the taller fighter, but with all the juice that he was on, I know he's clean now, he gets tested more than anybody else. Conor McGregor is the way bigger fighter in frame. He's going to have a power advantage here. This fight is not going the distance. Whether Conor McGregor gasses out in 2 or Max Holloway gets flatlined in 2, it's not going the distance. Someone is getting finished here. Max's chin at 170. How much do I trust it against a Conor McGregor who I think, for all these weaknesses now, I think he's going to be the worst fighter he's been of all time. But I think he's going to hit harder than he's ever hit before. How do I logically make an argument for Conor McGregor? I don't know. I'm trying to find it. The UFC cover curse, all right? The cover curse is a real thing. We saw Pereira just get hit with it. This shit is real. You have to believe in that. But you have to believe in the Mac, yeah? I could make 1,000 arguments as to why Max Holloway is going to win this fight, right? It's the logical pick. It's the smart pick. This is not a smart year. This is the year of the young. The year of the upset. 2 of those things are prominent in this fight right now. Conor McGregor, an unk at this point, and the major underdog. The UFC cover curse. He's got a titanium shin bone, yeah? I'm not going to go into McGregor fight week when this could very well be the last McGregor fight we ever see and not back the guy, man. The glory, the level that the UFC would reach once again if Conor McGregor were to be coming off a win in 2026. It would be the greatest sporting event I've ever seen. The 2 quarterfinals in the World Cup, followed by the return of the Mac. I need to see it, yeah? I fucking need it. Inject it into me veins right now. So, 170, more power. Max's chin has been looking shaky. And the fucking belief I have in this man, yeah? Second round KO. The Mac is back. Book him versus Justin for whenever you want. The Mac is coming for the title in 2026. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed it, what I did wrong, what I did right. Let me know what picks you have. And please like and subscribe for more.